Hey my dudes, it's Caitlin, and I'm so sorry in advance if you can hear any cars going by. I'm trying my best to neutralize that noise. Today I'm doing a weekend study with me, and we'll have a conversation about productivity at the end, so stay tuned. So this is my desk area I'm going to be working at, and right now I'm going to show you the apps that I'll be using and give you the pen sizes as well. So first, I'm going to be using Notability, and in this I import PowerPoint slides and write on them. As you can see, the script is next to the PowerPoint slides in this one because I've been screenshotting, and I take any messy notes in this app. So here are my pen sizes. They don't really have number sizes, but you guys can pause and see what size I have selected. And then I use Goodnotes, and Goodnotes is where my final draft of my notes go if I recopy them. And as of now, I'm only recopying biochemistry this semester. I use the fountain pen in 0.45 and the highlighter in 2.25. And then I use the first generation Apple Pencil and the MacBook Pro 2015. So I began my weekend by making coffee. I was going to film on Friday, but I just didn't feel like filming. I did study, but just like I said, didn't feel like filming. So I made my coffee, and this is the perfect way to start a study day. I cleaned up my desk, opened the window so Apollo could sit with me while I study, and he's just a handsome boy. I hope that you guys enjoy seeing him a little bit in this video. And here's a picture of him looking like a rotisserie chicken. So I spent some time waking up while petting Apollo and then got to planning this video actually. So I made a little to-do list for this video and decided to do one thing per class. I didn't end up finishing one thing per class for this video, but I did get a lot done for 2 different classes. So when I plan a video, I just basically write down any ideas, like a little brainstorm session, just to try and make it creative and fun. And I didn't get to do all of the ideas I came up with, but it's good to have this for future reference too and the next study with me. And it was absolutely beautiful weather. And then I made an actual to-do list of everything I wanted to get done this weekend. As you guys know, I always make them pretty long and just let them flow into the next couple days if I don't finish it. So we're going to start with Ecology Lab because I am behind in a couple classes, and those are the 2 classes that I'm going to be working on. So let's get to studying. Okay guys, before we get into the rest of the video, I just want to thank the sponsor of today's video, which is Skillshare. Thank you again to Skillshare for sponsoring another one of my videos. It means the world to me. You guys are like the best sponsor ever. I hope you guys stay tuned to learn how you can use Skillshare to boost up your studying skills and how you can get a free membership for Skillshare Premium. Skillshare is an online learning community for creatives where millions come together to take the next step in their creative journey, and they have thousands of classes for you to choose from. Whether you're a creative or curious person and you like illustration, design, photography, video, freelancing, and anything else, you will love Skillshare. Skillshare classes include a combination of video lessons and class projects. It is such a cool website. You guys will absolutely love it. You can use it to explore new skills, deepen existing passions, and get lost in creativity. Skillshare offers creative classes that fit with your real life and the circumstances that come along with it, so you can take the classes at your own pace and do whatever you would like with them. These lessons can help you stay inspired, get creative, and introduce you to a community of millions. Some classes I think you guys might like are How to Study for Exams and Evidence-Based Masterclass. That is one that I absolutely love, and I know you guys will. Digital Illustration, Learn to Use Procreate. The Perfect 100-Day Project, your guide to explosive creative growth. Simple Productivity, How to Accomplish More with Less. And YouTube Success, Build an Authentic Channel That's Worth the Follow. So I've taken all these classes, but my absolute favorite is How to Study for Exams, an Evidence-Based Masterclass by Ali Abdaal. So if you guys don't know, Ali Abdaal is a study YouTuber. He gives you amazing tips for studying. But the cool thing is, on his Skillshare class, he gives you the tips he has from YouTube, but also goes more in depth with stuff he hasn't discussed on YouTube as well, to give give you a full, completely encompassing class on how to study for exams, how to study in general, and how to just improve your study habits overall. This class has helped me immensely with learning how to study smart, not study more, and it has really honestly taught me how to cram down my study time, how to study effectively, and I just know that you guys will absolutely love it. The cool thing about Skillshare is it's curated for learning, so there are no ads on the classes that you take, and they're always coming up with new premium classes that you guys will enjoy. And Skillshare is less than $10 a month for an annual subscription. But you can use my link in the description to get a free trial of Skillshare Premium. Please try it out. I know you guys will absolutely love it. And if you do try it out, make sure to comment down below that you did and what classes you decided to take, because I'd love to hear your input, especially if you take the Ollie Abdal class. Thank you so much again to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. It means the world to me. And thank you to those of you who listen to me talk about what Skillshare is and how you guys can use it to create better study habits for yourself. With all that being said, let's get back into the realistic study with me. So for Ecology Lab, I had to finish a worksheet that was a brainstorm on a semester-long project we have. So for this, I had to write topics that I wanted to possibly research, and then I used Google Scholar to find research papers. I had to find 5 for this and do bibliography. So Google Scholar is a great way to find resources, and if you look at how many people cited them, my TA told me that if something has a lot of citations, it's probably really reliable. So the top one right here would be the one cited by 102 people. So I downloaded the research papers and got to work. I had to do 5 of them, like I said, so it took me a while. But Apollo kept me company. So I got to highlighting and annotating the research papers. We can't do reviews. Reviews are basically a conglomerate of reviewing research papers. I had to have primary sources where they did experiments, had methods, stuff like that. So that's what I was doing in this, was reading research papers. And this will help me prepare for my semester-long project, trying to figure out what methods I want to use and what I want to actually research, because I'm deciding between researching guppies right now with sexual selection and researching using the honeybee footage that I have from my research lab. So I wanted to give you little shots of Apollo. Somebody said that it boosts their serotonin, so I wanted to add me play fighting with him, which is so funny. He distracts me a little, but I absolutely love him being my study buddy because he always makes me feel a lot better. And I just thought this was funny, so please enjoy this. I thought it was absolutely hilarious that he knocked over my camera. So like I said, 5 research papers, so this took me a while to do. And when I import these, I import them into Notability. And then I use Citation Machine, which there are so many different citation websites, but this is just the one I chose because it was the fastest on my computer. And I had to do it in an ecology format. I have to format bibliographies different for every single class that I have. And then you can copy all of them and paste them into your document, which is really convenient. And then we finished week 3 for Ecology Lab, which I was really excited about because I still have a couple weeks to catch up on. So now we're moving on to IAH and reading supervision. So this class is basically about surveillance in society. I'm a little paranoid about surveillance, so this class makes me a little more paranoid. But it's better to be informed than to not know what data is being collected on you. This class is amazing. I absolutely love it. It has so many real-world applications. So for each reading and for each video, we have questions that go along with it. They are not mandatory. We don't turn them in, but I like answering them so I can get an idea of what I watched or what I read and really soak in the material. I don't spend too much time on the questions. I just try to get my ideas out there. So next I watched a TED Talk, and this was really interesting. Really scared me too. So after this I sort of stopped studying because I ended up getting really deep into the depths of Google trying to figure out how data brokers work. So I didn't study the rest of the day, and that's just, I said this video was going to be realistic. So I didn't start studying until like 7 p.m. I think the next day on Sunday. I just didn't feel like filming or studying for like 30 hours. So picking up pretty late the next day, and I apologize for that. Hopefully the next study with me will be more consistent and more in-depth. But like I said, I wanted this video to be realistic. So I picked up where I left off in my IAH module and watched the second TED Talk that I had to. These always blow my mind. I will actually link these 2 TED Talks in the description if you guys want to watch them. Like I said, they're about surveillance in society. And then I read a short article with an interview with someone who was sort of like a pro on data collection. So after watching the TED Talks, I had a few questions to answer and started getting going on that. I even took some quotations from the paper. I'll show you guys that in a minute, because when we do have mini assignments that are due at the end of each section of each module, it's good to know where quotes are and what quotes to use. So here you can see I added quotes in the second bullet points, just in case I wanted to use them at the end of the module for my project. So for the end of this section of Module 2, I had to write 250 words applying what I learned to my real life and answering some questions. So that's what I did here, and yeah. Next, I moved on to evolution, and I'm not behind in this class, but I needed to turn in something by midnight and completely forgot about it. So I got started on this a little late, but the lectures go by pretty quick when you have them on 2 times speed, so I really don't mind. I was pretty tired at this point and honestly just wanted to go to bed, but I wanted to turn this stuff in by midnight. At this point, I was completely drained, just wanted to go to bed, but still had to do the assignment that went along with the lecture. So I had to do some math and used Notability to do this before I typed in my answers in the quiz. This stuff is pretty easy because I took fundamental genetics, so I honestly just did this off the top of my head because fundamental genetics, as you guys saw, this summer was intense. And the only class that matches the intensity of that is biochemistry this semester. That class really prepared me for biochemistry. And then I input my answers into the quiz, submitted it finally. I also just wanted to take a moment to talk about productivity. Like I said, and like the title says, this is a realistic weekend study with me. I didn't have this most productive weekend, in my opinion. Like, I wanted to get at least one chunk of something done for each class, and that just didn't happen, which is totally fine. This weekend, I was focused on listening to my body, listening to when it needed breaks, and I was so much better about taking breaks this weekend, and that's what prevents burnout. So in general, do not feel like when you watch these videos you are not doing enough, and don't feel like you have to be perfect when you're watching Study With Me's. Most of the time, Study With Me's just show the highlights of your productivity, and if it's like 10 hours of studying, you know, that can be over the course of like 4 days. You never know. So I just wanted to try and be real with you guys in this, like I always try to be, and I hope that you guys appreciate that. So with all of that being said, that's it for this video. I love you guys with all of my heart. Comment down below if you made it to the end of the video, and I will see you guys next week in another video. Love you guys. Bye.